Hello everyone, this is Iqbal and today we are going to be working on a big Chinese elm, and I'll be going over what to do when you do buy a gift tree and it comes in its original pot with original soil. Also, I have a guest here this afternoon. And today I have with me Dennis Hartzink of Holland. He is a bonsai enthusiast and a viewer of my YouTube channel.
Well, hello everyone. I've been here in the nursery of mikbonsai, and we talked a lot about all this bonsai, and he showed me around. And now we're just gonna work on a tree now. We're gonna show me some stuff in real life, actually, and not on YouTube now for me. So I'm really excited to work on this tree.
We're going to start working on this tree. It is a Chinese elm. It's imported, and sadly it is still in its original pot with original soil, and the current owner has had it for about 2 years. So we're going to try and take this tree. Dennis, do you want to stand up and give me a hand?
Sure.
I'm going to try and do that, and if you start, keep pulling, it's coming right, I think it's out. We'll take it out and pop it on there, and also
it doesn't have that many roots, actually, not like the big one.
Right, we're going to try and take all this soil off. It's really compost.
Do you want to remove all the soil?
Not all. I think most of it. So remove as much as we can from the top, and then we'll go to the bottom and remove the bottom. And it's really suffering very badly. And the message I have for everyone out there is that this is how the trees are imported. But if you do buy one of these gift trees, make sure that you ask the seller to repot it. The price will go up. You can either keep the same pot, and 9 times out of 10 the pots are too small and they need a slightly bigger pot, and get a modern contemporary pot and have it repotted, and it's worth doing it at the point of purchase. Or if you buy it online, then arrange to have the tree repotted as soon as you receive it or shortly thereafter. Your cost will go up, but it will ensure the survival of the tree. That's good.
There are some big roots up there.
Yeah, that's okay.
We normally just like...
No, they're coming out, coming out. They are just having to pull them, and they're releasing themselves. We'll have to stop filming because it's starting to drizzle.
Yep.
And we are going to do as much work as possible off camera, and then we'll start recording again when it has stopped raining. There was a fair amount of rain, and Dennis and I got into our waterproofs, and we had to continue to repot. So we finished repotting, and now I'm going to give this tree a thorough soaking, and just make sure that the water is within the pot, so that when it does start to drain, I can see it draining, and give the tree a thorough soaking. And the water is running clear, so we'll stop watering at this stage. I will give the tree a quick 360. The pot has been completed. It's been thoroughly watered and thoroughly soaked, and so after this we'll be working on the branches, and that's the front. We're now going to start sorting the branches out. There are a lot of dead branches, and we're going to start with branches here, this lower branch, and I'm going to remove all the dead branches, and I think that's and also give it a little bit of a prune so that the directional pruning is there. And this big branch I have already scraped the bark and is brown underneath, So this will have to be removed to about here. So I'm going to take that out, and yeah, that's dead. It's very brown inside. And so this branch is done, and hopefully this will develop into a pad. And we will then move on to the next branch. So this branch, again, I have scraped the bark off with a very sharp knife, and there's nothing there. So this also will have to come off, and I'm going to start removing it. And we'll continue reducing this dead branch. I'm doing a little at a time and just double checking. It is completely dead. The signs when I first scraped the bark off was brown, and that's a sign of a dead branch, and it's quite a thick one, so I'll have to have a stab at it a number of times. Again, it's very brown and is dead. I will continue removing this. The planes are a plague and will catch up shortly. I've done it a little bit at a time, and we've now reached the live section of the bark and the branch. So I'm going to stop here, and I will seal it with a wound sealant, which I have here. I'll quickly apply that, and that will stop it drying out. And we'll try and take as much precaution as we can, because there's a lot of dead branches, and where we have, but even if it's a stump, it's better to be alive than dead. So that's now done. So I've put the sealant here. So we are now working on the next branch up, and these are again dead, so they are being removed. That's dead. I'm cutting it in sections so as to stop where I hit a live section. This is all dead. And again, these are dead, as are these. So we'll continue pruning this branch. This branch is dead up to about there, so I'll remove it just below where the live section starts. And this is completely dead, so it'll be pruned up to about here to remove the dead section. And we'll get started from here. Again, I will remove it section by section. So continuing to remove this dead section, and a little bit more, and that's where I will stop. Moving up the tree, there is a couple of dead branches here, and I'll remove those, and there is a new leaf which is there, and hopefully this will develop into a new branch and take over from the dead branch. This has died, so I'm going to cut it back as far back as possible. Right, so this is the other side of that branch where the new leaf is. So we will remove it section by section, little by little. But it's all dead, and I'll leave a little stump where the new leaf is. Well, I'll leave this little bit here, as the new leaf is just below that. Firstly, remove the small dead branches, and there are quite a few of them. And just continue until all the dead branches are removed. There's a few more here, and one pointing backwards, and this one here, and this one here, and so that's all the dead branches taken care of. And now I will be working on this one. Again, this branch is dead up to about here, so it'll be removed again in pieces until I hit the live section. Yep, that's dead. So this is the final bit that I've got to remove. And so that's that one. So we will now work my way up to the crown and these branches on the side. And so we'll start with this one. All this section is completely dead, so I'm going to have to remove this right up to here. Continuing with this upper section, we'll remove these small dead branches and then start working on this bigger branch, and I will remove it again section by section and until we get to the end. So we'll remove this up from here. It's very thick, so I'm going to have to work it so that I basically take little chunks off. Although it's partially alive, but it doesn't look right, so it's got to go. Simple as that. And we'll make it as straight a cut as possible. I'm just cleaning it up and making it flush with the trunk. And also I'm going to cover it up with wound paste. And now use the knob cutter to take it a bit in. So I'm now sealing the wound with wound sealant to stop it from drying out. That's that one done. And we then move the tree round and work on this section here. Right, I've been continuing to tidy up. So we'll now prune this branch. It's dead up to about here. It's dead up to about there. So I'm going to cut it back to there. So I'm going to turn it round towards me so where I can access it and cut it back. I'm going to just clean up because the tree is very stressed. So I'm going to leave as much of the foliage on it as possible. And so this is not, the idea is to salvage the tree, to save it from what's happened to it. And so pruning is for another day. And this is just to clean it up as best as we can. And try to get it to recover from what it's been through. And so we will now, so that section is done. There's a few more dead branches here which I will remove, and then we're going to move to the top. There's these two which are dead, I can see from here, so we'll remove these. There's this one and this lower one, and then this one as well will be removed as dead. And I think that's done. Clean up this part, the crown, and there are lots of small dead branches, and so I'll just start cleaning up this section here, and the dead branches up here. This is dead, and so is that one here. I think that takes care of all the dead branches. So the work is all done, and the idea behind it was to repot, sort the roots out, and sort out all the dead branches, clean it up, and bring the tree back to health. And this stump up here is for another day. There's lots of other stuff that needs to be done. All that is for another day, and I'll give it a quick 360 and bring it back to the front. So that's where we started. The reason for me showing this tree and the work is that should you buy an imported tree, particularly people who are buying these trees as gifts, either as a gift or for yourself, to have the tree repotted at the point of sale, it'll cost you a little bit extra, but I can assure you it is worth it. And if you buy it online, then have the tree repotted by a nearest bonsai nursery. I want to thank Dennis for taking all the time and the trouble to come and visit us, and also helping with the camera work to really focus in on the detailed work on the tree, and it has been really, really helpful. Thank you very much, Dennis.
Well, thank you very much also for having me here. I really like it. I had a great time, so it was really fun, and to actually see how much work it is to like handle the camera and also the tree.
Right, folks, I think this is where we start to wrap things up, and I have a little surprise for Dennis, and this is a little ginkgo tree, and I'm going to give this to you, Dennis, as a little memento to take back with you, a little ginkgo bonsai tree.
Wasn't actually expecting this, but
well, that's the idea.
Yeah.
And I hope you look after, I'm sure you will.
Oh yeah.
And you can send me its pictures from time to time.
Oh yeah, I will. Thanks. Thank you very much.
That's all for now, folks. Thanks for watching. This is Iqbal Khan for mikbonsai in West London. Until the next time. And here's the afterthought. A convicted murderer at the electric chair was asked by a priest, "Do you have a last request?" "Yes," answered the murderer. "Can you please hold my hand?" "You dig?"